Right now at 5:30, San Francisco locked in a years-long legal battle with the Environmental Protection Agency over the operation of its wastewater treatment plants. But in an ironic twist, the city of the Bay just scored a victory in the U.S. Supreme Court that will make it harder to regulate raw sewage releases. John Ramos spoke to a local environmental group who says the ruling has national implications.
You might not expect that it would be environmentally conscious San Francisco that would be asking the Supreme Court to change, and some say weaken, federal law when it comes to dumping raw sewage into the nation's waterways. But then it may be a case of whose ox is getting gored. San Francisco has what's known as a combined sewer overflow system, which means rainwater flows into the same pipes as water from toilets. Dana Lurie lives in a houseboat on Mission Creek and says in a heavy storm, when the treatment plants get overwhelmed, her neighborhood turns into an open sewer.
When we have overflow during the big storms, those open up. It's such a sight to see. It's a nasty cauldron of gunk, garbage, dirty water, other things. I don't want to be seen on TV saying those things.
It can get pretty smelly at times, and gas bubbles can be seen rising up out of the ooze.
It's methane, I assume, and you can also see the sheen on the water. But that's from all the industrial stuff that's been going on down here for 200 years.
The city has federal permits to release wastewater from its East Side treatment plant near Dana's home, as well as the Oceanside plant near Ocean Beach, which sends its effluent out into the Pacific. And it is that permit that landed San Francisco in a Supreme Court fight with the Environmental Protection Agency.
The permit conditions basically said that the city should not do something that causes or contributes to a violation of water quality standards. And the city's argument was saying, EPA, you've got to be more specific with us. You've got to tell us exactly what we can and can't do.
The city complained that no matter what actions they took, if water quality still suffered, they could be subject to massive fines. Dennis Herrera, the head of the city's Utilities Commission, told the High Court, quote, "The EPA is basically saying you can't pollute too much, but we won't tell you what too much is until after you've already done it. That's untenable," end quote. The city says it could cost $10 billion to make all the fixes to its system, raising people's sewage rates up to $9,000 per year. But UC Law School professor Dave Owen thinks that may be an exaggeration.
You know, no matter how liberal the politics of the city are, when the city feels like its budget is under threat, it will push back. And so I think that those are the city's motivations. And again, they're not crazy motivations. The city does have to worry about money. These are expensive fixes. But it also, I think, was at times misleading in the things it said about exactly what was at stake and how much money was at stake and what was causing that money to be at stake.
In its March 4th ruling, the conservative court sided with San Francisco, saying the EPA must now spell out exactly how cities and other entities must operate their systems rather than just judging the end result. Eric Busher is an attorney for Baykeeper, an environmental group currently suing San Francisco for the sewage releases in Mission Creek.
When this ruling came down, did it feel like this was going to set a national precedent?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of terrifying from where I sit anytime the Supreme Court is looking at something that says versus Environmental Protection Agency or the subject is about the Clean Water Act, because they have national scope and will dictate what happens throughout the country.
And he says it seems ironic that liberal San Francisco would be the one arguing to limit the meaning of the Clean Water Act.
But the whose ox is getting gored question is exactly right? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, the ox getting gored is the bay and the people who depend on it.
That would include Dana, who's simply not sure what to think anymore.
I mean, I see the practical side, and then I see what should be done. Their sewer and our water shouldn't be all running out into the same thing. How you retrofit that, I don't know. But, I mean, we've got to live with this the way that it is.
And the whole country will have to live with the court's ruling, as the EPA's task of keeping the nation's waterways clean just got a lot more complicated.